What's up, everybody? This is episode 5 of the Make Things podcast. This is a weekly visual diary of my journey to reconnecting with my creativity without the pressure of profit. My name is Chris Herring. I'm a fashion designer, fashion techie, educator, house music DJ, and production enthusiast, and also a new homeowner. So this is episode 5. I missed last week because I was sick. I don't know what happened, but I got some type of bug. I was out of commission all week. And of course, because I'm still new and I'm learning things, I don't record in advance. So my project, my homework for this week is to be 2 weeks ahead so that in any moment where something happens, I already have an episode. So the goal here is consistency, not perfection. So that's great topic to go into because this episode is about finishing what I started. In episode 1, I was talking about how I was learning a new software. I can't remember, was it episode 3? Might have been episode 3. One thing that I kind of struggle with is consistency. In my head as a creative, and especially as a creative professional, you don't really present or show something until it looks professional. It looks amazing. So when I started CLO, I was like, all right, the next episode, I want to have an extraordinary finished product so that I could show you guys what I can do. But it's like, well, you've already shown that you can design in 3D. Just get the tutorial done. So I'm really working right now to get out of my head that everything that I show has to be perfect. That's the problem. Everything doesn't always have to be perfect. And I think that is something that creatives like myself can struggle with, that perfection paralysis, I'll call it. I start to think like, why, as a creative, do we abandon projects or anything midway, especially when we're learning something new? That perfectionism is a MF. I think in combination with that, social media, you see other creatives work, you see things that they're putting out, and it's like, bam, I need to be at that level. And so it could be a bit of a distraction. And also, comparing yourself to other people, especially as a novice in something, is futile. It can force you in your brain mentally to stop trying because you feel like you need to have something at that level. And it's like, it doesn't always need to be the case. And really, there's a huge difference between exploration and mastery. So I want to shout out to my content creators accountability group. We meet on Sunday, so once a month, towards the end of every month, we will have a meetup, and we've had 2 so far this year. It's a collection of women that are mainly in the Tulsa Remote program who are creating content for the businesses, for their personal brands, and we all just kind of want to be able to support each other. So we've had 2 amazing speakers that in my eyes are experts at what they do, but they also started where we are starting now as novices. And really the recurring theme was to be consistent, to put one step in front of the other. Does not always have to be perfect. It just needs to get done. And when you finish something that you started, you are collecting information, and you're also getting one step closer to proficiency, to mastery of something new. You're not going to get anywhere closer if you stand still. So that is something that I have taken from both content creators that we've spoken with, and just trying to do one little thing at a time. Just also not to get overwhelmed. So really the focus right now is consistency. So even with this podcast, don't think too hard about it. Just be consistent right now, and then start to take note. Okay, how can I improve this with scripting? I don't know if you can tell, I don't really have a script. I'm just talking right now, but I do want to be able to make sure that the information that I want to share is presented in a way that's interesting. I don't want to bore people to death. I don't want to be bored to death. So yeah, so that's one thing. And what I've noticed also from completing just a tutorial was that pressure that I had to have something finished has completely disappeared. Like, I had this whole design idea in my head. I was like, I'm gonna show this, I'm gonna do this. And it's like, girl, just finish the tutorial. Just finish the thing. So I'll show y'all what I did. It's pretty simple. But that just gets me one step closer to just the next step. That's it. That's it. One foot in front of the other gets you one step closer than it does staying in place. So ever since the last episode, which was 2 weeks ago, I finished my home renovations class. So I took a home design and renovations class at night at Tulsa Tech. Tulsa Tech, what a beautiful campus. I think they have multiple campuses in and around Tulsa. I can't remember which one I was at, but that campus is gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. And so in that class, it was 4 or 5 weeks. I don't think I paid more than $150 for the class. So if you're a homeowner or you're somebody that's interested in learning more about renovations, that I 100% would suggest that you take this class. We learn the basics of carpentry and how to use power tools, how to build a wall with 2x4s. So I was using the drill. I used the saw. I don't remember what it's called, but I've never used one before. So we were literally like measuring the 2x4 and sawing that thing, just chopping it up and building our frames to a home. We learned basic electrical, so how to install electrical boxes and to wire the frame of the house, and then also how to put together like the lights, the switches and everything. We learned plumbing basics, putting up drywall and drywall mudding, and any other questions that we had, any issues that we were having in our homes, we could get those answered right then and there. So I'm looking forward to taking more Tulsa Tech classes and just learning more about home repair, home maintenance, and design. So I'm very excited about that. So the next class will be, for me, will be upholstery. There's a few furniture pieces that I have that I think need to be spruced up a bit. So I'm definitely excited about that. So I think one of the things that helps me as a creative is structured learning. This year, I wanted to have a lot more structure around not necessarily my practice of creativity, but just my practice of learning. I haven't been in a classroom setting in a decade, but it has been really helpful for me to know every Wednesday from 6 to 9, I have this class and I'm learning something new. So I think if you are someone who's stuck or you feel like you need a little bit more structure, take a look at the classes that your community college have, your local library. There might be some local art communities or nonprofits that are in your area where you can just take a class and you're around other creative people. I think that would definitely help. It doesn't have to be in your specific medium, or it could be. That's always good. You can learn new techniques. But I think incorporating a class into your schedule will definitely help free your mind creatively and get you out of any kind of stillness or maybe just any type of stuck that you're feeling. That's definitely been helpful for me. Is always take some sort of class, even if it's just one every few months. I think that's really beneficial. So I do have some other projects that I'm working on my kitchen. So I'll talk about that in the next episode. But so yeah, that's what I have for episode 5. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any suggestions, anything that you want to share, put it in the comments below. If not, I'll see you next week. Peace.